Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn types of curing compound and applications. Need for the curing. The necessity for curing arises from the fact that hydration of the cement can take place only in water-filled capillaries. That is why a loss of water by the evaporation from the capillaries must be prevented. Evaporation of the water from concrete soon after placing depend on the temperature and relative humidity of the surrounding air and on the velocity of wind over the surface of the concrete. Curing is essential in the production of the concrete to have the desired properties. Compressive strength, durability of the concrete will be fully developed only if it is properly cured. The amount of mixing water in the concrete at the time of the placement is normally more than the required for hydration, and that must be retained for the curing. However, excessive loss of the water by the evaporation may be reduced the amount of retained water below what necessary for the development of the desired properties like compressive strength, durability. The potentially harmful effect of evaporation shall be prevented either by applying water or preventive excessive evaporation by application of curing compound 2. In short, after placing the inherent water inside the curing required to prevent the evaporation for its own curing. Coming to the curing method, two method: continuous or frequent application of water through ponding, spray, steam, saturated cover material such as burlap, cotton mats, rugs, earth, sand, sawdust, straw. Method number 2: prevention of excessive loss of water or moisture from the concrete by the application of membrane forming curing compound to the freshly placed concrete. Water curing. Curing by water not more than 11 degree centigrade cooler than the concrete is one of the most efficient way for the curing of concrete. The curing should begin as soon as possible after the casting of the concrete, means after initial set of concrete. Any delay in curing will lead to the evaporation of the mixing water, and the early drying may lead to the shrinkage and cracking. However, in practice, on some construction sites, regular supply of potable water for the curing may not be available, or it may be inconvenient and expensive. To such site, concrete curing compound is recommended in the place of water curing. The areas where water scarcity is there, in that locations, curing compound is the best option. Coming to the classification of the curing compound as per ASTM C309, liquid membrane forming compound. There are type 1, that is clear or translucent without dye. Type 1D, clear translucent with fugitive dye. Type number 2, white pigment. Type number 2 is solid dissolved compound, class A and class B. Concrete curing compounds. Concrete curing compound consist of essentially wax, natural and synthetic resin, and solvent of high volatility at atmospheric temperature. The compound form a moisture retentive film on the surface of the concrete. White or grey pigment are often used to identify structure is cured and for the heat reflectance. Curing compound should not be used on the surface that are received to additional concrete, means other lift or any other applications like plaster or paint or tiling, which required a positive bond, unless it has been demonstrated that the membrane can be satisfactorily removed before the subsequent application is made, or that the membrane can serve satisfactorily as a base for the later application. The compound should be applied at a uniform rate. The usual rate is 0.25, 0.20 to 0.25 meter square per liter. Curing compound can be applied in two applications at right angle to each other by hand or power sprayer, usually at about zero point 0.5 to zero point 0.7 megapascal pressure. For the small areas, the compound can be applied with a wide, soft bristle brush or paint roller, means either by brush or by the roller. For maximum beneficial effect on open concrete surface, compound must be applied after finishing and as soon as the free water on the surface has disappeared and no water is visible, but not so late that the liquid curing compound will be absorbed by the concrete. Means the surface moisture required to be invisible, but inherent moisture of the concrete shall not be evaporated. That much delay is not acceptable. Otherwise, the moisture of the curing compound will be catched by the concrete. That is, that shall not be happen. When foams are removed, the exposed concrete surface should be wetted with water immediately and kept moist until the curing compound is applied. Just prior to the application, the concrete should be allowed to reach to a uniformly damp appearance with no free water on the surface, and then application of curing compound should begin at once. Uses: curing compound can be used with advantage where wet curing is not possible. It is very suitable for the large area of concrete which are dynamically exposed to the sunlight, heavy wind, and other environment influence or effects. Concrete pavement, airport runways, bridge deck, floors, canal lining, dam, irrigation related structure, sport arenas, ice ring, precast concrete component, roof slab, column, beam, chimney, cooling tower, other tall structure. Testing of the curing compound. Main properties are water retention, reflectance, drying time, long-term setting, non-volatile content. Water retention tested accordance with the ASTM C156. Reflectance as per ASTM E97. Drying time ASTM C309. Long-term setting ASTM D1309 or ASTM D869. Non-volatile content as per ASTM D1644. ASTM C309 specification of the curing compound. ASTM C309 clause number 6 states liquid membrane forming compound when tested in accordance with the clause number 10.1 of ASTM C309 shall restrict the loss of water shall not be more than 0.55 kg per meter square in 72 hours. Clause number 7.1 of ASTM C309 says type 2 liquid membrane forming compound when tested in accordance with the clause number 10.2 of ASTM C309 shall exhibit a daylight reflectance not less than 60%. Clause number 8.1 of ASTM C309 liquid membrane forming compound when tested in accordance with the clause number 10.3 of ASTM C309 shall dry to touch in not more than 4 hours. Clause number 5.7 of ASTM C309 the volatile portion of the liquid membrane forming compound shall be material that are neither toxic nor have flash point less than 10 degrees centigrade when tested in accordance with the 10.6 clause number of ASTM C309 and shall meet the applicable air pollution requirement. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel and tap on the bell icon so you can get my video on regular basis.